Co-Innovate project is a project that Brunel University started around 3 years ago with the support from the European Commission. And the idea was actually to support small and medium-sized enterprises in our West London local area to match industry and academia together to allow the platform for collaboration, mainly for SMEs to tap into the expertise of the university experts and for the university experts to provide something back in return to society by contributing to the local economy. Now, this offers a great opportunity for students because most of our students undertake final year research projects. Often the projects are done from a theoretical angle and often in abstract based at the university. What Co-Innovate actually does is it allows students to do their projects in a real industrial setting, helping the SMEs with solving some of the challenges.
The Co-Innovate programme itself provides us with help as an SME to fund our research, but also to provide the connections to those that we might need to help us with funding bids, grants, and putting us into contact with the business school and the product design departments. The students have obviously been instrumental in helping us progress our projects. Without help, we would struggle to get some of the research off the ground.
The reason why we got in touch with Brunel was your programme to help practices like us innovate and research and development. What really came out of that was the potential to, one, share what we know, which is brilliant, we like to do that, and advance the industry and advance all the thinking around what we're doing. And secondly, to have bright students come along to our practice, see what we're doing and take on a few of the ideas and then develop them. As architects, we had a very architectural process that we thought we would go through. The great thing about meeting the students and Brunel is Brunel were able to put this idea out to many different disciplines. The fact that you can take someone from a business school or you can take someone from a product design background and throw a problem at them and it will take you in a different direction and perhaps a more positive answer. So in a sense we had a kind of our own idea about what we might see as output, and we've been surprised and delighted with what we have seen as the output.
I'm working with AStudio on the pop-up housing project. It's a conversion of shipping containers into livable accommodation, and I'm asking 5 individuals that are young adults that haven't actually lived in shipping container housing before about what their sort of perspectives are on living in those sort of environments. I'm comparing those results against 5 other individuals who are actually living in shipping container housing and seeing the kind of mediating factors and drawing conclusions on that.
Because this project focuses on housing and helping people that are unable to find housing, I've decided to look at why people feel the need to live independently, and I'm trying to look at development theories that link into that.
I'm looking at energy production and waste management. So I'm looking at anaerobic digestion and biogas production, which uses organic waste, kitchen waste, and produces biogas through a process called anaerobic digestion, which uses microbes to convert the microorganisms there into methane and carbon dioxide.
I'm designing an algae cultivating facade. So the idea is to absorb the CO2 from the atmosphere and produce biomass on the side of a building. And then that biomass is then converted into biodiesel to fuel the building's mechanical plant. So you're creating a closed loop energy system.
When we first got the students on board, we presented our intentions to the student, our aims for the individual projects, and then discussed with them within their kind of academic timeframes how they thought they could help us with that. We have looked at kind of stages and milestones that the student can help with us and how that will respond to their academic agenda, which is important.
It's a fantastic source of practical work that we can offer our students in final year. They will do small projects that will work in collaboration with these companies and use the information in their final year project, which makes this project much more interesting and much more valuable.
You get a lot more exposure into the way real projects are run, and having a collaboration such as AStudio gives you an insight into the approach that small companies like this take to tackling those issues.
You get a lot of experience in the constraints of an actual project, rather than just a theoretical, abstract idea. Also, you get a good integration of different expertise. So, for example, I'm working with AStudio, who are architects, obviously, and also Sustainable Nanotechnologies, who are more biologically inclined, as well as the labs at the university.
If you're working with a real-world problem, by definition, you've got to have an interdisciplinary approach. We've not got just a design and engineering student working on the problem, but also a business student, and they come together and they're working together. And I think everybody gets a lot out of that. And that's real-world understanding you take with you into the workplace. And it's invaluable.
It contributes to the enrichment of the student learning experience, and for the SMEs it's a great opportunity because it allows them to tap into both our staff expertise and our student expertise.
The academy have the particularity of creating innovation, and it's like a big hub in where you can tap into completely different ways of thinking, innovation, complementary knowledge. As we are doing now, we are talking about engineering and then we go into a business. And it's that complementary that is really something we wanted to nurture with Brunel. When you bring these amazing people around the table, it's that networking, it's that being part of that, which excites us as a practice.